Five.
The water.
10:45.
Same.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you?
the water director.
Maybe the waters are.
Yeah, that was the title of that one. Somebody would kind of.
Yeah.
Keep tabs on the system and make sure that they were passing our water quality tests, but
Silver tip.
yeah. I passed on that responsibility now,
Yeah.
still have to contribute in all the work we can
So
function.
he's out of those trailers. It's there. And we have, yes, Ken.
I'd like to call to order the Pleasant Hill Recreation and Park District Board of Directors regular meeting August 28th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Looks like we have 4 board members here today and Director Glover is having its piece since. Director Works, would you like to lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Go on to next agenda item number 3, public comments. This item on agenda provides an opportunity for members of the public to comment on any item within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board that is not on the agenda. There will be opportunity for the public to comment on other agenda items at the time they are discussed. Comments are limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Then we have 1 email correspondence. Are there any other comment?
There are no others. And I printed this out for the board.
Thank you so much. And thank you to Lorna Wallace for submitting that public comment. I'm going to close agenda item 3 and move to agenda item 4, reports and presentations. Report from the general manager.
Great, thank you, Chair Tran. Members of the board, I included a written report, just wanted to highlight a couple of things from that report. One, I was very excited to see that the senior services department is taking the seniors to a Valkyries game. We go to a lot of WNBA game or to NBA games, the Warriors, and it was a very popular trip. So that's exciting to support the women's NBA team in our area. So that's super exciting. And just a reminder that on October 12th, the senior center will be having an open house. So from 10 to 2. We'll be showcasing all the different things that go along with that senior center, and hopefully signing people up for memberships, as well as answering questions and showcasing all of the great things they do there. Also wanted to make sure that if you're in town, to put on your schedule on September 13th, we have our first World Fusion Festival in exciting lineup that staff has come up with lots of different types of dances and music from all over the world. So it's going to be very exciting. If you click in your there's Jen Deutz put in those that had websites or more information, she put hyperlinks in that event, and then in the report, so you could see a little bit more about them. So that's super exciting. And then we're also working. Tom's staff has submitted or is working on submitting a couple of projects for the Community Service Day, which happens at the end of September. So September is shaping up to be a busy month. With that, I'll take any questions.
Open the floor for questions or even comments from the board.
No, I just quick comment. I'd like to. We have the schedule of activities. Looking forward to the World Fusion event, so you can kind of see, the lineup of the things that are happening. It looks like a really, good event that's been planned.
Any other questions or comments? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Thank you to staff for putting that together. Is any public comment on in this section?
No public.
Public comment. Go ahead and close agenda item 4. Move to agenda item number 5, consent calendar. Consent calendar items are considered to be routine by the board and will be enacted by one motion. I am now open to a motion to move the consent calendar in a second.
I will move the consent calendar.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, motion carries 4-0. Thank you. We're gonna close agenda item 5 and move to agenda item 6.1 is authorized staff interest for contract with Robertson Recreation Service to surface the tot lot at EOP for amount not to exceed 34,965. Are you presenting today? Are you presenting today?
Tom is presenting.
Yeah, well, so essentially the tot lot, which we have patched the surfacing over the years repeatedly, is too thin to patch anymore. It's just been worn down. There's the type of material that was used to put it in, the mix of the black granules adds to the rate of deterioration because they just doesn't bind with the other aggregates as much. So you look at the other side, the older playground, it's not deteriorating at all like that. It's the black aggregate is made of a different material and has more oils, and when it takes the weather, the heat, the abuse of the kids on it, that stuff, the little black ones break out, and then the whole thing just starts going faster. So over the years, we've recoated it and we've patched the bad spots. I intended on patching it again this year. I was waiting for July 1st and do the new fiscal year to do the patch work. And when I had the contractors out to look at it, they told me that it's too thin at this point to patch, and so it needs to be resurfaced. Anyhow, so there's two different options. One is a complete tear out, and that is really not necessary. I talked to contractors. There's nothing wrong with the layer on it, and that adds a lot of expense to the, you gotta tear all that out, take it, dump it in. It's heavy material. It goes to the landfill. It's expensive to dump. It's expensive to replace. So that's the real difference in the two bids. I even talked to the landscaper with the lower bid. He told me that, for a total redo, he said that other company's bid is pretty much spot on for if you needed to redo it. We don't need to redo the under layer at this point. So I will take any questions about it.
And that tot lot was put in around 2013-14. Was the end of the Measure E projects. It was the last one. And so it's the surfacing around that original play area. So it's not the newer surfacing that went in when we added the other tot lot. And Tom explained to me when I got a question from Director Worst that we did get two bids. Robertson Recreation Services actually came out and did a site walk, looked at it. The other company took information from Tom and then looked at the aerial and decided it needed to be taken all the way out. So Robertson Recreation Services actually visited the site and made their recommendation based on what needed to be done. So and so we're coming to you because we had money in to patch and roll and to reseal it in the operating budget, but obviously this is more expensive. When that budget was about $8,000 to do that, so we need capital dollars to finish this do this project.
I have a question. With regards to the other adjacent surface material, has that kind of been patched on the same frequency as
It's all
this
been
one, or?
It's been roll coated. We haven't had to do any patching on the other
Oh,
one.
so, okay,
Yeah,
so that's kind of resolved any
right.
further issues, okay.
When you roll coat them, I've talked to both companies, they say you should be getting, 15 plus years out of them.
Okay.
So you want to do that maintenance on every 2 years. But the difference in the aggregates is really probably the biggest cause of the wearing thin faster. I know when our guys do blowing out there and clean it up, the little black pellets like come up and when they blow and clean it off. And so you're just, as you lose those, the thing gets thinner and it just diminishes faster.
Yeah, or did
You
you
have a question too, but go ahead,
Yeah.
not a follow-up. but-
Mine's just a location. I saw their addresses in Arizona. Do they have a local
Yes,
office?
yeah, they
Okay.
have a office in Oakland.
Okay, all right. And have we dealt with them before or?
Yeah, they
Okay.
did they did the one with the new playground or the 5 to 12-year-old
Uh-huh.
playground. Robertson put in that surface there.
Good. Thank you.
Oh, just, any other sort of safety concerns about, kind of the state of where it's at now and the
It's-
material it's used?
Yeah, as it's rough out there. I mean, it could be tripped on,
Yeah.
so that is that's
One of the
a
drivers.
safety concern.
Tom, the two proposals both mentioned a black product. Are you proposing to put the higher quality product in?
Yeah, we won't be doing it. We're gonna use a single color aggregate. It won't have it's not gonna have what's there now.
So we don't do a dig out to do a new product?
No, we're taking off the surface completely. There will be a 1 foot around the entire perimeter will be removed and go down to the ground. And then that'll be a monolithic pour in place with the material that's gonna be the new retop on it.
Okay. And is this product going to match either in appearance or quality the other surface?
We talked about doing beige to replace what's there, but the color, we could talk about that. I don't believe that there's a big cost difference in the actual colors they're using. Other than, there's a cost saving measure when they mix in those black. They'll do like 50% black, which was done on that. They will mix that in as a cost saving measure, but we didn't do that on the other side, and I think that's really the difference of the wear on it.
Yes, that was my question, and was kind of what I read as well, that we were planning, or your recommendation is to put on a surface that includes this addition of black material.
You know, the black material is the sublayer, the underlayer.
So what it is, and you can see it out there if you go out there now, the bottom layer is pieces of rubber, like that's the bottom layer. And then the top layer is the pour and play surface, and we're taking that entire top layer off. And it will be the same surfacing as in the older, in the newer playground,
Okay,
yes.
that was what I.
It will be the same surfacing, it will not include the mixed colors like we have out there now. So it will be one solid color.
Now, typically when we do something this expensive, which wasn't budgeted for, brought to the budget committee or part of the CIP, the district will determine a set of specifications and put it out for bid. We didn't do that in this case. Instead, we let the contractors sort of tell us what they thought. And in one case, we got just an aerial proposal.
Wow.
I'm concerned that we're not in control of this process, that the contractor is. So one approach, would it not be to take the proposal that Robertson has made and put it out for bid, get 2 or 3 other bids or one or 2 other bids on it, so that the board has a sense that this price is appropriate?
I mean, you can just go to.
We can do that, yeah, we can definitely.
Absolutely.
That would be the way that we have made decisions in the past, rather than, again, we've always put out specifications for what we want.
Right.
And then we get some competing quotes on it. we evaluate the contractors and we go from there.
Right, these will be inspected also for proper, I mean, it's gonna be inspected for the fall rating and everything else on it.
I think, Tom, I think the question is that, you know, we're obviously not, we're not experts in, you
Right.
know, in this surfacing. It needed to be repaired, you brought out this repair company that you normally do, and they told you it couldn't be repaired, and so now you have some specifications. I think, what Director Bernardo is asking for is another one or two other bids on the same specifications. That would then, we could get a comparable thing, so I don't know how many other companies do this particular work. But that is the request.
Yeah, in part of there were some differences between the two quotes, and it might have to do with the dig out versus just the rollout.
Yes.
But one said it took 72 hours to cure and spec'd out a fencing around it in order to protect it, so that it had a chance to cure. The other one did not.
Well, it just says that the client will provide fencing.
Yeah, okay. Well, there were some details in the contract too that I felt were
That aren't apples to
a little
apples.
sketchy, that had not been fully fleshed out, didn't seem very balanced. They were more contractor favorable. I don't recall, I recall seeing references to warranty, but I didn't see any real year stretch of warranty in there. Do
It's
you
a
know?
5 year, yeah, 5
There's
years.
a 5 year
Yeah,
warranty.
Tom did check that today, it's a 5 year warranty.
Is that in writing? And
It would be in writing.
okay, because I did not see it.
Yeah.
in-
Yeah. We would make sure that we got that in writing. And that's what we got on the core and the newer playground as well, so it's 5 years.
Yeah, my question with regards to that sort of warranty was also that, you know, do they also offer the warranty when they're not doing a full replacement? Because they're going over the top of.
The
an existing
retop
job.
is warranty for.
It is.
5 years, yeah.
Right.
And so is the entire replacement is also 5 year.
So they old. Of course, it was a different material before.
Right.
But the other one is holding up well, we haven't had to.
No,
do
I'm
any
actually
patching.
talking about the one that's failing.
Yeah,
And I know exactly what you're talking about. It is in bad shape.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about warranties and whether the other one came with one and whether it held up for the warranty period, but the other one seems to be doing just great. So it seems like the right product, the right approach. There are just some things that I think I would like to see fleshed out more before I'm asked to make a decision.
I had some of the similar, you know, concern because it didn't look like it was sort of an apples to apples comparison between the two quotes with the scope and then, you know, a full tear out, but maybe it would benefit to go to the other company and just say, we don't feel like it's necessary to do a full replacement. Can you revise the quote accordingly? And just at least that gives us another point for comparison, you know, in terms of the price that had been quoted.
And our spec would include an actual area, you know.
Yeah, square footage would be helpful too, just you know, we can
Yeah, our spec.
probably quantify that off of an aerial, but it's helpful that we would, you know, provide some, you know, specific dimensions or square footage, yeah.
and this is, you know, under our limit, we can get informal bids, so. That's one of the reasons why we use the process that we did.
35 grand.
It's actually under 60 or
60.
75 now, 75, so we can get informal bids, so
Good.
that's. You know, one of the reasons we use this process is so that we can get some informal bids, and so that's good.
Just curious, like, you know, what's the sort of time frame for action and for remediating this? I mean, it seemed like you were kind of waiting for a certain period of time, maybe when there's less activity as well as the right climate, because I'm concerned if it kind of goes later in the year and there's some poor weather, do you have lower quality installation just due to
There's
moisture?
certain temperatures when it gets down to, you know, close to freezing, they're not gonna do it during that time. But as far as other temperatures, the heat is not a problem in part place.
Did you ask how, what the scheduling was like for
Yeah,
Robinson?
they were out about 5 to 6 weeks.
We also hear from you about whether the $8,000 that had been budgeted in the operating can offset this, so we're not draining down the CIP fund as much.
Yeah, it could definitely offset that.
With the two companies, would you just still do these two companies, or is there another one that you have?
I can go to, there's other companies as
Yeah.
well.
Okay. Well, I leave that up to you, but.
Any other thoughts, questions? I would agree as well, too. I was trying to figure out why they were so different in quotes, and why one wouldn't just come out and just quote what they thought rather than rather than sort of assume and to take a Google shot of you know, what it is, and then make a bid on it. Even their square footage of how much they're proposing is off. There are a
Right.
difference of almost 200 square feet.
Yeah, Robertson actually came out on site and measured it up. I think his is probably more accurate.
They're probably even underestimated than the other company, yeah. Okay, but I would agree that maybe some more bids would be helpful for us, just to ensure that we're getting what we need at a price that is reasonable. So it sounds like then it was at least in agreement with that. This is a vote for that. We just
No, yeah, you're giving direction.
Yeah.
Just tell you
That's
about.
what I'm saying.
Am I, it sounds okay.
Direction that can we
Yeah, you got
come
direction,
back.
yeah. Yes, we will get a couple of more quotes. Right, based on the specifications we believe now that we need, so. Thank you, thanks, Tom.
Thank you so much. Actually, we need to make sure there's any public comment on that.
There's no public comments. Okay. I'll take that back.
We're going to close agenda item 6 and move to agenda item 7, global report from committee chair, an opportunity to set the dates. We don't have any, right?
We don't have any, I am gonna need to do a land and facilities committee meeting in September and a program committee meeting in September as well. So that is where we are,
Through September.
but yeah, but I will work with those chairs for that.
Okay, we'll go ahead and close agenda item 7, which we can add 8 for announcements and request the staff without the director Vincent.
Let's see, I just have one thing that I attended the 4th of July Commission Sponsor Appreciation Gathering at Wiseco. It was very nice. It was good to see people there. Since Alan and I were involved in that for so many years, we both wanted to attend for different reasons, but one of them was Rec and Park has always been a major sponsor, just in being willing to work with the commission to have the park and just all the other things in mainly the park area that go with that day-long activity. There's a lot that goes into it. Director Bonato knows how that works. Jim Bonato was involved in it for a long time, and you were too. But it was very well attended. We were also there to thank Chris Tipton, who has been chairing that and kind of keeping it going the last certainly 5 to 7 years. And he not sure what he's going to be doing. It's, you know, you get into this situation with not having volunteers. You have volunteers the day of, but you don't have necessarily additional volunteers that want to take on those leadership roles. So it's difficult to move on and hand it off. And it is a 501c3 organization in good stead. And I hope that they're able to continue to do what they've been doing for a long time. But it was a nice gathering, and it's appreciative to be able to go. That's all I had.
Thank you. Secretary Bonato.
Yeah, 2 things. I was over at Rogers Ranch last weekend, and Denise Koroslev and her team were busily painting the inside. They've obviously done a lot of research on proper authentic colors, painting floors, painting door frames, painting all sorts of things. I was surprised to learn that the painting contract that we entered into didn't include the window frames and didn't include a number of the trim parts that they've had to do themselves. Michelle, do you have any idea why that would have been?
I do not know. I would need to ask.
Did we contract or did that?
We contracted.
Contracted?
Yeah.
Yeah, wondering what the work scope was and why they didn't go.
I will need to find out.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, they're doing just a beautiful job and the farmhouse looks tremendous. The front had not yet been painted, but would shortly be painted and it does really look like the historic scene that we want it to be. So I'm glad that we collaborated as we did with them. I've also, because my grandson is now at Strandwood, been spending some time at the playground just above Strandwood. And I don't know the name of that park.
Pinewood.
Pinewood. It's a really wonderful, small little pocket neighborhood park, and I can recommend it to everybody. The play equipment there is just right for the kids that are of an age at that school, and my grandkids are just really enjoying exploring it and learning it. So hats off to the team that is keeping that park looking so nice. And
Pass that on.
so yeah, please pass along. That's it.
Thank you. Vice Chair.
Yeah, so, I know that sort of the Labor Day sort of signifies sort of the end of summer, I guess unofficially, but there's still like a lot of activities happening in September. And I'm looking forward to the Bike Family Fest that's gonna happen. I know, we've got that weekend with the Multicultural Fest and then the Bike Family Fest, and this being the second year that's gonna happen. Having been there, before and volunteering as part of that event, I think they'll have, even better sort of coordination. The turnout last year was tremendous, and I think at one point it felt like it got overrun, especially the bike course. But hoping that, they kind of worked out a few more things regarding the flow of people through that event. But I think it'll be a really nice event. And yeah, and in regards to Pinewood, I remember going out there a lot during COVID. The kids would actually ride their bikes down from the top of the hill into the playground, into the schoolyard. And well, I know that's not necessarily the legit use of that area, but that was really a lot of
Nice
fun.
jump right there.
Yeah. So, that's, also something, kids finding their own, areas and terrain where they can explore. So, but yeah, I just encourage everybody to be safe this weekend. We want everybody to have a good time and come back, refreshed and recharged, and be careful around your barbecues if you're doing things like that over the weekend. Just it's important to consider there's a lot of people out partying, and just be aware of traffic. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Just have a few things. Just to notify the board, I'll be sending out the evaluation forms in the next week or two. Thank you for your comment. I didn't get a ton more, but thank you for your comments. I'll incorporate those and send those out. Give you enough time to send those back in. Also looking forward to that weekend with World Fusion Festival and the Bike Family Fest. It's going to be a busy weekend, but it sounds like totally fun. Lots of things happening. September sounds like it's going to be a busy month. So for those who have the day off, happy Labor Day. Next month is also National Hispanic Heritage Month. It's also when the autumn equinox happens as well too. So that transition will occur. Tomorrow, I will be celebrating another start of a trip around the sun. So I'll look forward to that celebration as well as I go around the sun for another 365 days. So happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thanks. So in closing up this, I'll do a quote that sort of takes all those themes into account. This is an unknown proverb or a proverb from an unknown author. Autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. And so I will leave it at that for today. We'll close the meeting and adjourn the meeting at 7:28 p.m.
Not quite a record, but close.
I forgot